All right, good afternoon. I know it's a little tight, but we want to say thank you for everybody for taking the time to come out today for a very significant day with regards to open space here in Jersey City. Some of you were at our press conference about an hour ago at Riverview Park, which was the ribbon cutting of a $2.1 million renovation of another park here in the Heights. These park renovations are made possible with a lot of partnerships, no small part be the county executive and the county commissioners, and then of course the community associations that are the advocates for making this possible. It's really them at the forefront of protecting these assets and then guiding the city and the county on what they feel is important. You're going to hear from a couple individuals and community groups that have been involved this afternoon with regards to the importance of what's happening here today. But this will become a world-class park here in Jersey City. It's been discussed for more than 30 years with regards to what the potential is here. And I'm really proud that the City Council and with the help of the county has been able to allocate $6.1 million together with the community groups and the Parks Coalition to make this possible and fully accessible to the public in a safe way that people can enjoy a place that doesn't feel like you're in a densely populated urban area, but that it takes you as if you're somewhere else in the in more of a country side sort of feel. So I'm going to turn it over first to our Councilman Rich Boggiano, who represents this area. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Councilman Michael Yun, who passed away last year, but was a tremendous advocate and partner and really pushed us to dedicate the dollars to make this possible here. So on behalf of Councilman Yun and himself, who represents this area, I'll turn it over to Councilman Richard Boggiano.
Thank you, Mayor. Vernon, where are you, Vernon? I just want to say, Vernon has really spent a lot of time on this, and you got to give him a lot of credit. And Sarah and her group, I can't wait to see this park when it's finished, and I know all the wishes that Sarah and your group have had and the other groups will happen, and we're going to watch it very carefully and make sure that everything you wish comes true, all right? And as I said, Vernon, thank you for everything you've done. You've been fantastic.
You're going to hear from the Parks Coalition and Sarah with regards to the Reservoir Alliance shortly. I do want to recognize some of the council people that are here. You have Councilman at Large Rolando Lavaro here. You have Councilman at Large Danny Rivera here. You have our City Council President Joyce Waterman here. You have our Councilman for Ward D, Youssef Saleh here. And Councilwoman MIRA PRINZ-AREY, who will speak about the importance of the Open Space Trust Fund, which some of you have been involved in, and she'll speak to how that complements what we're trying to do. You also have, in addition to the Reservoir Alliance, you have some really, really big advocates for open space here that I do see, and I want to recognize them. I see Tim Keating here. I want to say thank you for the work that you do. Patrick Ambrosi, many of you know him. Possible without people like that. And then John Lynch and Ozzy here as well, who represent this area's county committee people. I want to, oh, didn't even see you, sorry. Commissioner Lipski here, representing the county. And to my left over here is our commissioner, who also represents the Heights and Hoboken, Stick Romano. So I'd like to invite up the Councilman Youssef Saleh, who also represents part of this area. So come on up here, Youssef. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I want to thank Councilman Boggiano, the Reservoir Alliance, Sarah Burrows, Vernon Richardson, Tim, the council president, the council at large members, Danny Rivera, Rolando, all the different people that had to come together and hash this out to make it happen. This is the crown jewel of not just Jersey City Heights, but I believe all of Jersey City. And this has been 30 years, over 30 years in the making. And I want to thank all the advocates that made sure that this jewel was kept the way it is so that we could enjoy it for generations to come. So thank you so much, Vernon, thank you everyone, and thank you. That's it.
I also want to recognize Assemblyman Raj Mukherjee here, who represents us at the state level. I want to invite up Commissioner Lipski to say a couple words on behalf of the county executive and the county commissioners. They dedicate dollars to this, and this wouldn't be possible without them, so thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for everybody being here. Good afternoon to everyone. Yes, as the Mayor said, and also all these advocate people, especially you, those are the ones that have been fighting for, and like you all say, over 30 years. I've been in Jersey City since 1993, so when I see, and I really want to be this, the way we want to have, which is a park for everybody to enjoy and to come, and to, with families and animals and everybody else, and also the little fishes that we have in there. We want to preserve everything, and I'm really advocate for the environment, and I like green, and I'm fighting for it. Okay, so I'm with you guys 100%. Thank you for coming, and thank you for this project to be this restriction, right? It's coming.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to invite up MIRA PRINZ-AREY, who has led the charge on the Open Space Trust Fund. She represents Ward B, but she's been probably the most vocal on the City Council with regards to the importance of funding parks and consistent renovations and dedicating dollars to projects like this. As I said earlier, some of you, some residents have asked about the Open Space Trust Fund and why the city would implement an additional trust fund tax and why we wouldn't just dedicate dollars out of our conventional budget to things like this. And I often point out that we do put a lot of dollars from our traditional budget towards park renovations and open space. We put millions of dollars per year to maintain the parks and improve the parks. What's different about the trust fund is that it's a small surcharge, and the dollars are driven directly by community input with regards to what they want. It's a committee selected by city council members of community advocates. Most of you know who those individuals are. They select applications every single year, and then they are responsible for dedicating those dollars towards the projects that they prioritize. So it's a little bit of a different approach, and it engages the community a little bit more and allows us to do millions of dollars in extra park renovations per year. We were one of the first in the state to do it at the local level. It has been a tremendous resource for us here in Jersey City. And I want to say thank you to MIRA, who has been leading the charge on the local front with the council on this. So I'll invite MIRA up to say a couple words.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. This is a really great day for open space in Jersey City altogether, as the mayor said, and you're going to be hearing from other advocates in this space. Open spaces are some of our only truly democratic spaces. And I think that, you know, that shouldn't be lost on us, and it shouldn't be lost on us in time of pandemic, because it allows us to take some time to just, you know, to reflect, to understand what's important to us. When I was on the board and a member of the Parks Coalition, we decided to put a referendum question on the ballot, and, you know, working with the administration to create an open space trust fund. And this open space trust fund allows for dollars to be spent across the city. And it's a little bit different, as the mayor said, than our regular budget, because we work with our community advocates and our community members. The applications come in, they score them all. And we, this last year, with the first round of funding, were able to do projects in all 6 wards across the entire city. And so it's really important to have this kind of money dedicated, because it is in addition to what the city is already doing, and allows for projects to move a lot faster. So, you know, this is your contribution as well when we look at how our open space trust fund dollars are spent. So thank you guys for supporting it. Thank you to the advocates that we're working on to make these possible. And we continue to expand open space in the city, because it is vitally important to our health and our mental well-being.
Now for, do you want to say a couple words as well? Okay, Commissioner Romano, and then we'll turn it over to the community.
Just quickly, this is a piece of history, but I want to thank somebody that's here, the director of the county planning, Francesca Giordana. I never say the last name right, but that's Francesca. Thank you. She's been doing this since 2006, starting with the fencing and pathways. So Francesca, on behalf of the county, thank you so much. And the other thing I think that's important to recognize here, the collaboration of government, listening to the different groups, the Reservoir Alliance and others, to come to a fruition of a dream. So Mayor Fulop and the administration, thank you for working together with the county to get this accomplished. Thank you.
Okay. Now for the most important people here to say a couple words. I'm going to start with Mark Wesson, who's the treasurer of the Parks Coalition. It is the citywide umbrella organization that protects the parks. It is a community-driven organization. They work as partners with the city. Things like this wouldn't happen without them. For those of you that aren't as familiar with this site, it has a 30-year plus history, and had it not been for the voices of the community, this would not exist here today. There were discussions with what to do with this, from housing to ball fields to knocking it down and some other purpose. And had it not been for a vocal group, the Reservoir Alliance, today wouldn't be possible. When you fast forward 6 months, this will be I believe, the best park and most unique park in all of Jersey City. It'll take you to a place, as if I said earlier, as if you do not feel like you are in a densely populated urban area. And for those of you that haven't been in here yet, as soon as we're done here, I would urge you to take a couple minutes, walk around, and you could envision what is going to happen here when there is a path that allows full access around the reservoir in a safe way, when there's appropriate lighting, and when there's the opportunity to appreciate the nature and all the things that make this place special in a safe way. So I'm going to turn it over to Mark West. Oh, Paula's here. Paula's so we got actually the president of the Parks Coalition here instead of the treasurer. So we're actually one step better. So, all right, Paula.
Thank you, Mayor, for inviting us on this beautiful day. The Jersey City Parks Coalition would like to recognize the collaboration between Mayor Phillips' administration and the Reservoir Preservation Alliance for their ability to come together and mutually agree on much needed safety features and a design that integrates a strong community input in preserving the reservoir's landscape, the environment and elements, and part of its natural design. We are pleased to be part of the process and celebrates the work and progress made as part of the city's initial stage to open the reservoir for its residents. This groundbreaking represents a strong starting point for both groups and promotes future opportunities for community engagement, as well as JCP's mission to ensure this dialogue continues. Thank you and congratulations, everyone.
All right, I'm going to invite up Sarah Barrows, who's the president of the Jersey City Reservoir Preservation Alliance. Before I turn it over to Sarah and just say thank you publicly for her voice in making sure that this stays protected, I also want to recognize Vinnie McNamara, many of you know, who's no longer with us. Vinnie was synonymous with the reservoir, and he was the single largest voice, I would say, in making sure that the city would always do the right thing and protected this resource here. And they're in good hands today with the leadership that Sarah provides, and I want to turn it over to Sarah and say thank you publicly for her advocacy on behalf of the reservoir.
Thank you, Mayor Phillips. So for the past 15 years, the Jersey City Reservoir Preservation Alliance has dedicated their time and resources to preserving the ecosystems and historic structures of this reservoir and established this site as a public park and wildlife sanctuary. We could have never made it this far without the tireless support of our community members, your efforts to communicate with us and with the city, to volunteer your time for us, and your donations to our operations have all been and will continue to be vital to keep this work going. So I want to thank everybody, just literally everybody here. I also want to give a special thanks and shout out to our board. We have a few of them here, and I'm sorry in advance if I miss everybody that's back there. We have our Vice President, Mary Devine, right here. We have our Secretary, Gabriel Cummings, hiding in the back over there. Gabriel is also on our Preservation Committee, which I'll talk about in a minute and brag about. We have Arati Patel over here. And then for our Preservation Committee and board members, in addition to Gabe, we have Heather Sporn. And last but not least, surely, because she is one of our original founders, we have Cynthia Hajadis hiding somewhere over here. Oh, she moved! Aha, you moved. Okay. So I'm sure that there's more people in here, some founders and everything, and I especially want to thank the founders because this never would have happened, especially if not for them starting this organization and originally advocating for the site and making sure that it was a nationally and state registered landmark, historic landmark. And so I really want to thank the Preservation Committee. They have put thousands of collective hours of volunteer time in the past 8 months alone. Their expertise in architecture, historic preservation, land and wildlife management, public relations, and more have been really invaluable towards ensuring all this work done here is inclusive and protects this immersive natural space to make sure it's accessible to all. So I do look forward to continuing to work with the city to ensure the community is a major part of the conversation, and finally opening this urban oasis as a national space and park. And to that end, I do want to announce that we are embarking on a new community initiative. It's a fundraiser to hire a landscape architect to assist us in restoring the woodland habitat on the upper trail. So we are going to be fundraising for that. We're going to be improving not just the habitat that was there, but bringing it even further to really welcome migratory birds and other wildlife that are vital to this kind of area and that will draw in more people as well. And we're hoping that those local species will not only visit but make a home here. And to do this, we will be hiring this landscape architect to run tests and create a plan, and any level of support for this project will bring us one step closer to our goal. So I do invite you to visit our website, jcreservoir.org, for more information. We'll be putting out a lot more information as the time moves forward, especially as we get close to Hudson Gives on May 13th. So thank you, everybody, and please enjoy the space when you have the time to walk around today.
And our last speaker is Rich Peters, who's the Scoutmaster of Troop 466. For many years, this has been used by the Boy Scouts as well as schools in the area as an educational resource. And we're only looking to improve and enhance that and make this more of an asset for Jersey City when the renovation is completed. So I'll turn it over to Rich Peters. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Fulop, and I'm proud to represent the Scouts here. Now, Troop 466 has been an urban troop based in the Heights. We're sort of co-sponsored by St. Paul of the Cross Church and Empowerment Academy on Hancock and Sherman Avenue, respectively. And our troop has actually been there for more than 75 years. I was a Scout there when I was a youth, and I'm proud to now lead it. Our previous Scoutmaster passed away this past December, Lou Capilouti. He was Scoutmaster for over 40 years, retired fire captain in Jersey City, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned him. I also want to thank both the city, who's been an invaluable partner to us, allowing us to use the reservoir as an open space for program features. You know, doing scouting without the outing is impossible. And also to Sarah and the Reservoir Alliance, who have partnered with us on numerous occasions, allowing us access to the reservoir. So we're very happy that we have a small voice in what's going to happen here, and we want to have a continued use of the facility for years to come. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. We appreciate it. Sarah, thank you.